meeny, miny, mo.
I am the pimp, Trigger, and your wench is my hoe.
Whoa! I wasn't going there.
Hey, you started it.
Catch a tiger by his toe.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, you weren't.
Catch a gamer by his throat.
No, catch a gamer by their throat using a fucking, like a fucking fat ass scythe or something.
No, we love gamers. We're gamers. I'm a gamer. You're a gamer. You're looking in the mirror like, am I a gamer?
Yeah, I'm. Look,
having an existential crisis over here.
Playing any video game online has shown me what a gamer is, and it's not me. It's not
G,
you.
Trademarked gamer.
Capital G, trademark, plays a game too goddamn much, gamer.
Welcome to Memory League.
Well, yeah, we're here. We're here again.
The number one gamer podcast for all you gamers to get a dose of reality.
A dose of fucking truth. And you better be fucking ready for it, because I'm getting worse and worse every fucking day.
This is the gamer info war.
Jesus Christ. What's your name, bitch?
My name is Benjamin. Benjamin.
And my name is Geron, the Black Heron. Geron, and
what is the Black Heron from?
It's just something I've been calling myself. One of my coworkers had been calling me Geron because he's like, oh, I'm Hispanic, let me call you by this name. And then I would say like my hero name was fucking the Black Heron. That's what I was doing when I was out of the place. So, and I do this dumb thing where I put my fucking jacket up on me and do this shit.
You do this?
I would do that shit as a joke.
That's
yeah.
very funny.
So some of them are like, oh, it's a Black Heron, it's a Black Heron. And I've been doing that for like a year now.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, no. I think that's the first time I've said that outside of there.
It probably is.
I don't think I've had any reason to say it outside of there.
Good though. It makes sense because it's Black Friday.
It is Black Friday. I didn't even think about that.
It works. It's like symmetry. It rhymes.
All right, let's start the recording over again after that. No, I'm kidding. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. We're finally in the season, so now you can put up all the Christmas shit.
Yeah, we're joyful. We're grateful. We're thankful for being alive.
Something like that.
Having
heaven smile.
Having money to buy it and play games.
That's true. Having money to play games. Time? I don't know. Maybe Ben Hameen does, but
having a child.
That's
soon?
about to end. Yeah. Gaming doesn't happen here, bitch.
You buy anything for Black Friday deals?
Did I? I bought Doom 3 on my Switch because I didn't already have it on my Switch.
Have you played it yet?
Nope.
You just wanted to have it archival?
Yeah, I just wanted the Switch rules, so I just wanted to have that version. We both know that version is great.
Yeah.
So
you tested that one?
I tested it. Huh? I didn't test Doom 3.
Oh, not like formally?
No.
I remember you played it here.
I played it here, but no. I didn't. No, it was Doom 2016 and Doom the Doom 2016 multiplayer specifically, and not even the Switch version. That was kind of after my I did. That was happening after I was back on like Fallout or Skyrim and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I buy? I bought 2 things that were on sale, but I can't remember what.
I bought Dragon Quest: The Dark Prince because I'm in the
Dragon. Oh, you bought Monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit.
What did I say?
You said Dragon. You didn't say Monsters. You said Dragon Quest. The Dark
okay.
Prince. You didn't say Monsters.
Yeah, The Dark Prince. Dragon Quest Monsters, essentially Dragon Quest Monsters 3.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes. I did play the demo on Switch back when the demo first came out.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was definitely a game I wanted to wait till it was on sale.
On sale, yeah.
I also am curious to see how it performs compared to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was originally a Switch-only game.
Yeah, and then it came out on Steam.
Yeah, and it kind of like struggled a little bit. Kind of choked up a couple places. Because it's like not open world, but the maps are open-ish.
They're wide.
Right.
Wide corridors, basically.
Right. So I'm curious to see if the Steam, like, boosting it on my, 4080 helps with that.
I mean, it's guaranteed gonna help with that.
Maybe.
I
could
can't
just be like an optimization thing.
But I can't think of a single Switch game that.
It could run the same. I'm not gonna say it's gonna run worse.
It's not. I don't think it's gonna run the same. Dog. I think it's just gonna. A lot of the games that were made for Switch are made with like unlocked settings, basically.
Yeah.
So when they get better hardware, they just instantly become better, which is a good thing because I think that's going to be a benefit on the next console, straight up.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no. Are you gonna play it on deck too?
I'm probably gonna play it on
I feel like that's a very, very much a handheld
very
game
much
still.
so.
Like when I think of the Monsters games, I think of like Game Boy Color and DS and
for
shit.
sure. It's the right
So,
form factor.
Yeah.
It's also feels right because I'm getting near the end of Dragon Quest 3.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's not a long game, so
the Monster Hunter class. The
Monster Wrangler, yeah,
really fucking good.
Okay, I need to make
really
sure.
Really good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play a lot, but I need to get a party. I have a party member that's like that, but I haven't gone back to get them.
I'm pretty sure the monsters that you can like rescue. I feel like that's a new mechanic. Because there was an arena in the mobile.
There was an arena, but I don't think there was.
I don't think you could.
I don't think it's like this. Yeah,
I don't think it was.
What's it called? I just remembered what the other game I got was, but.
So I got that, and I also got all of the Sega, Genesis, and Dreamcast games.
Oh, before they get delisted,
They just announced their delisting. I was like, well, I have always wanted these games, and so now I have a reason to pull the trigger. So
a lot of those games I have in a form that like I have in another form that the ones that I want specifically, but I might actually go ahead and get those too because
there's a lot of games that like to say I want them is a strong word, but I've wanted to touch them. Like, what's the one? Space Channel 5.
Yeah, they only have Space Channel 5 Part 2, don't they?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is it?
Got one of them, and I've never.
Okay, it's either the first or the second.
Games.
Yeah, the second one has Michael Jackson in it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny that that's the one they would have.
That's the one that they would. Yeah,
because of licensing.
Right.
Like that's weird.
I don't remember because Michael Jackson just loves Sega shit, so
that's true. He
had no problem being involved.
Yeah, and then a variety of Sega Genesis games that I've also wanted to play but never have, like Phantasy Star 4.
Yeah,
which I always hear as like people put it up there as like goated
as like the actual fucking RPG to play on the Genesis, of which there were not that many.
Right, they're like, put it up next to Final Fantasy 6, put it up next to all those games. I'm like, I'll be the judge of that.
The multiple times I've tried to play Phantasy Star 4, I'm like, it really would benefit from a remake. Okay. I think it would benefit from a remake to speed it, at least something to speed it up in the early on. Yeah. Because, goddamn. I mean, it's on Switch Online, actually.
Is it? 4? Oh.
A 4 and only 4.
Fucking oops. But I guess the collection comes with like 3 and...
The collection, I think, comes with
1 through 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. So
maybe it does. I don't remember. But that collection also has Steam Workshop support, so you can like people have made modifications to ROMs that you can just use officially, like semi-officially. Yeah. And I'm sure there's some that actually do speed up, like move it along.
True. Oh, and then the last game I got, which is the game that you hate, Star Wars Outlaws.
Dog, that game sucks, dog.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I know. You should just get your refund now. It's not good.
No, the thing that people pretty unanimously say is the good thing about it is they say it's the most Star Warsy game in terms of like the aesthetic and the immersion from that perspective.
Have you played Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Knights of the Old Republic.
Have you played Knights of the Old Republic too?
No.
Okay, so
I have Knights of the Old Republic too.
You get your money back for Outlaws and then play KOTOR 2.
Have you played Outlaws?
Huh?
Have you touched it yet?
I've looked at it. I've seen enough. It doesn't help that it's a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They have their formula for better or for worse.
It's not. Ubisoft, like modern Ubisoft specifically, likes to touch shit and just ruin it when it's good. Like if it's good, they're gonna ruin it.
What about Prince of Persia?
Prince of Persia? Oh, let's disband the team. At least the game is good and it exists.
The game is good.
The game remained good. So, but yeah.
All the DLC was really good too.
Yeah, which I should just buy right now.
Yeah,
it's $5.
Is it $5?
Yeah, it's just $5. Yeah.
Shit.
Prince of Persia. I'll do it afterwards.
That's a good fucking game. I enjoyed all my time. I keep going back to some of the DLC, but it's fucking hard. The challenges.
That's good though. That means a lot of value. Just kind of come back to it when you want to play it, engage with it a little bit, put it down. Don't feel obligated to beat the fuck out of it.
Right.
That's something I think everybody should start getting out of, feeling the need to beat the shit out of a game. But that, I think I'm just speaking from being 30 something rather than, any genuine, like, you'll enjoy the games more if you don't play them like this kind of thing. But, what's it called? I bought Doom 3 so far. I bought Doom 3 and I bought the Capcom Fighting Collection, the Volume 1 on Switch.
I thought you already, on Switch.
On Switch specifically.
Because you bought it first on Steam?
Because I had access to those games on PC.
I thought you already had that game.
I didn't have the Fighting Collection 1. I didn't need it. Fightcade was right there.
Oh, I didn't realize they split it into 2 volumes.
It's Volume 1, the Marvel one, and then Volume 2.
Oh.
Volume 2 is not out yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Capcom one is different from 1 and
the Capcom Fighting Collection is not the same as Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. The Marvel one is specifically Marvel versus Capcom
and Volume
games.
1 is...
Volume 1 is
Street Fighter 2
is
versions.
Well, Volume 1 isn't actually Street Fighter. It has one version of Street Fighter 2 on it, but it's actually all the versions of Vampire Savior or Darkstalkers.
Oh.
And then Hyper Street Fighter 2, Red Earth, and Cyberbots. And then it has Puzzle Fighter. But it has Puzzle Fighter and Gem Fighter on there too.
I need a way to play Puzzle Fighter again.
Then that's the way to do it.
I think the only way I had was PSN.
Yeah. With that ugly version, that HD version that just used that fucking filter that every Super Nintendo emulator had.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that collection is on Switch right now for like $17, which is $40 usually. Yeah. Or maybe it's $50 usually. It's something kind of high.
I don't need to spend $17 to play Puzzle Fighter.
Well, bitch made.
It'll come out again on something.
But regardless, that I wanted to have all the fighting collections on Switch because I have the arcade stick adapter now, and the next collection comes out at some point next year. It's going to have like Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2, Power Stone,
that's fun.
Power Stone 1 and 2, some other shit. But Plasma Sword. It's going to have Plasma Sword.
2D fighters.
Huh?
It's interesting that they're not just all 2D fighters.
Yeah, it's their because they've kind of exhausted the 2D fighters that anyone gave a shit about. Like even the ones that people didn't give a shit about, honestly. And it's great that they've moved on to, I think doing the Marvel vs. Capcom collection meant that they created a Dreamcast or a Naomi emulator. And that's the arcade board they were using for a lot of those games in the past. So now that we have that, we can get the 3D games that were also on that. And hopefully, Power Stone. That's for Power Stone. That's for Plasma Sword. That's where
I don't know Plasma Sword.
Project. It's Plasma Sword is what the fuck? It's a sequel. It's the sequel to what the fuck is the game called? Oh my god. I'll show it to you.
All right.
But and then Project Justice, which is the sequel to Rival Schools, but they don't have Rival Schools on there. Granted, the sequel's just like it's basically the same with improvements, so it's not necessary that they have it all there.
I don't freaking know what these games are, dude.
You don't know what Rival Schools is?
I've never heard of Rival Schools.
Holy shit, dude! You might have mental issues.
I'm looking it up. United by Fate.
There you go.
It's kind of nice looking.
Yeah, there you go.
It's got good art. What's the? Oh, it was on PlayStation also.
It was on PlayStation and Dreamcast. I think Project Justice specifically was on Dreamcast.
Are any of these
characters... Star Gladiator. This is Star Gladiator 2. That's Platinum Sword. What are you gonna say?
Are any of these characters in other games?
Sakura is in Street Fighter.
This looks like Sakura.
There's a character named Akira who's in Street Fighter 5.
Oh, that's funny.
There's Batsu, which is in like Marvel vs. Tatsunoko versus Capcom, stuff like that. So
nice.
Which, speaking of Tatsunoko, I wish that game got a re-release on modern the Wii game.
Yeah.
I wish that game got a re-release on other consoles. Even if it was like at the time also on Xbox 360 and PS3, but at this point PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox, please. Something modern so I don't have to use a fucking emulator to play the game that I fucking own.
Dolphin?
Yeah, I just play it on Dolphin.
With a arcade stick?
With an arcade stick. I mean, I have a Wii arcade stick that I used for that game.
But now you can't play it online?
Well,
is that what you're talking about?
You can't play it online. Playing that game online was fucking torture anyway. But just to play it without having to pull out a whole fucking Wii to do so, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the game's not... It's a little ugly looking game. It looks worse than most GameCube games, but it's still a lot of fun to fucking play.
Yeah.
But I might buy more shit since the Steam sale just started. The Steam Autumn sale.
Right.
Began.
Well, that's what I bought my 3 things from.
Exactly. And like somebody I got to spin the roulette wheel to see who's getting a copy of Killer 7 this year.
How does everybody not have it yet?
How does everyone not have it yet? That's a really good fucking question. How's everyone not played it yet?
Everyone in Zach's Steam library has it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that like a lot of people, I don't have to worry about it for them anymore. But like I get Psychonauts 2 for $6.
You don't have that?
I know. I don't really care about Psychonauts like that.
You've played it though, right?
Psychonauts 2? I played 1. Yeah. One was on 2? I've never touched 2.
It was on Game Pass.
Yeah, I just never touched it. Jedi Fallen Order is $4.
That's a good game.
But
Survivor's way better.
EA. Ace Combat 7, $6. Darkest Dungeon, $2. But who knows?
The other game that I know we've all been playing.
Yeah.
That we haven't talked about yet.
What is that?
Pokemon TCG
Pokemon TCG Pocket. I don't know how you all play it so fucking much.
What do you mean?
But y'all play a lot. Y'all have gotten a lot of stuff in that game. I mean, I have 2, but
yeah,
like I haven't been doing the like achievements, the events and stuff like that though.
Well, that's why you get like hourglasses and shit.
Yeah.
I like that game a lot. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's really well designed and very reasonable.
Yeah, the draws are really easy to just go ahead and go in and do. The battles are simple. They're quick. Like if you won or lost within the first couple of turns.
Yeah. So
and there's a concede button, which I think a lot more games need. And even like fighting games need a way for you to just kind of drop without having to drop.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather someone drop and give me my fucking points. Like, so I'd rather them give up than to quit.
Right.
You know? Like, of course, the ultimate would be they just play the whole fucking match out. But if they're not going to do that, then one of my favorite things to do is when I know I'm going to win, waste so much time on my turn just setting.
That's kind of fucked up.
Using shit.
That's like, kind of BM. I don't respect that. I don't respect
like I know I'm about to do 120 damage to something that has like 20 HP, so I just use all my supporter, like use a supporter, use my trainer cards and shit.
You're just wasting their time, man.
It's fun. Sometimes it gives them a chance to concede.
That's fucked up.
Like, I'm just putting them in control of their own fucking destiny.
You're a 30-year-old man and you're playing a child, just wasting their youth. You have a responsibility.
Maybe I am evil. Maybe this is why I can't be playing these fucking games.
No. It's a smidgen compared to what most fucking gamers do online and think it's cool or what they're supposed to do when they win and pop off and all this other fucking horse shit that no other fucking sport in the world does.
Yeah, this pack is gonna be dog shit.
Did you just pull?
Huh? I just pulled, yeah.
Do you not pull like when you have them?
What do you mean?
Or like did your timer just expire? Like I know exactly what time of day.
I know, but I use like the 2 hourglasses that it would take to just skip ahead and like whatever. It's nothing.
Well, it's nothing until you want to get a 10-pack because that's the real shit. I save all my hourglasses until I have 120 of them.
Damn, that pack sucked my ass and balls though.
Yeah,
that shit was dog shit.
It fucking happened.
Let's see if I've got a
How
one.
close are you to getting the full decks for the immersive Mew?
The full decks is all the Kanto stuff, right?
Just Kanto.
I think I'm missing like 2.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm pretty close.
And it's full free to play.
Yeah, it's full free to play. I haven't spent $1 on this, though. I am in the 2 week trial. For the thing. But I popped that earlier this week.
I am doing the subscription.
Oh, you're paying for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
An extra pack per day gives you 30 packs a month.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, and I feel like I'm maintaining my momentum, which is very rare for me on a card game, a collectible card game.
Yeah, I think so. For real, like Vaporeon. I do need Vaporeon.
Dude, Hearthstone, even in the early days, it was hard to get cards. To get coins and to buy cards,
like to get the currency, the in-game currency.
It took a long time to get draws.
Yeah, this gives you could reasonably get all the cards,
right?
Like
other than the full arts.
Other than the full arts, you could reasonably get like usable decks of what they have so far. Of course, there's only one like expansion that they have right now, but and you know, we keeps complaining like, oh man, I didn't know y'all play gotcha. I don't play gotcha games, but at least for right now,
plays Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, I know, but that's a different
I love
thing.
using that example.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like I'm being exploited yet.
No,
I don't feel like
it's like very characteristic
Yeah.
of not just gacha games, but of the Pokemon company.
Of the Pokemon company and like card games in general. I don't feel like I have to play. I don't feel like I have to put in money to compete in battles. I don't feel like I have to put in money to get good cards, like to get the fun cards.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, and even the game says outright, you can play without paying any money. But you can pay for this and that and this and that if you want.
I probably should have expected that because they're also very forgiving before Pocket and TCG Live.
Yeah. I never touched TCG Live.
I touched it. Alex really liked it at the time, or at least for part of the time.
Yeah.
So I did play it for a little while. They give you the way they did it in that game was a little different though, because they would give you full decks, like the way you would buy a starter deck at Target or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they would give you, and so they would give you a lot of those early on.
Yeah. So, but you would need to be getting cards like real cards, which they still do when you buy packs. They still support that with the real cards. It's not like this is replacing that.
Right. Exactly.
So, though, granted, something about me would like it if this like had a little integration with the real card packs.
That's another thing that TCG Live had is if you bought real cards, you could there was like a serial code or something you could put in and get the same cards in the game.
Yeah. Was it not a QR code?
I don't know. I mean, this was like before QR codes were even like a big thing. This is like
this is before that.
Like
okay, I didn't even realize how far back that went.
Yeah, TCG Live was around for a long time with their nasty ass desktop client that was like HTML or
right. They did have the fucking desktop client. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, the main reason that I pre-ordered this, and then I'm glad everybody else joined in because it's fun to see what other people are pulling. With the Wonder Picks.
Like the Wonder Pick is a great system. Yeah,
integration is really good. But was the immersive full arts? So like my favorite thing about just observing from afar the Pokemon TCG scene, which I never engage with.
Right.
I even have friends, fathers of children, that will like buy real packs to try to get like good cards.
Try to get
and like get them graded and all this other silly
shit. The grading is probably a little bit too fucking far.
Oh, I need to mute that. So I have friends that like people still engage with the card game hardcore, but I've never like wanted to touch that. I don't want the clutter. I don't want the burden.
Right. You don't want to have to have binders full of shit. Right. I understand that.
I just don't want to engage with it. But it's what I've always really liked about Pokemon cards is the full arts.
Yeah.
I think the different art styles, the different ways they can make the triptychs of the multiple cards that make them, like a scene together.
Right.
Like all that shit I've always enjoyed looking at it and be like, oh, that's really fucking cool. If I had a binder, this is
how they'd be set. Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that. And having a way where I can access that and have the feeling of like I can flip through the cards that I have and look at these things without actually needing the physical
space to do it. Yeah.
It's almost like an opposite mindset where people are like, oh, physical media, we have to have everything physical, and people are gonna take your shit from you. It's just a license. Like it's kind of freeing to not have physical things, like worry about it getting creased and like all the fucking shit that comes with having physical.
There is
cards.
Something about like that the responsibility of taking care of it being put on something else.
Right.
Like, I can use this fucking Machamp deck and not worry about my fucking Machamp getting fucking, getting cornered.
Exactly.
Or anything like that.
And so far, each of the 3 booster packs they have one immersive full art, which is a new thing in this game compared to TCG Live or anything else, where you click on it, it has this cool fucking video
of
takes you
like what's in the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, all the other Pokemon that are like out of frame and all the other characters, and it's like, oh, this is. And I saw that, I was like, I want this.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah. Well, when I got the Mewtwo, I was like, oh shit. Like that was a while back now too. I think
the Charizard is my favorite. I can show it to you. But like, there's that. They have like little secret missions if you collect certain cards that they don't even list.
They don't.
And you get emblems. Like, there's cool little Easter eggs.
It's very the game, like the discovery aspect of it. Is really good.
Yeah.
Like genuinely. Like you don't have to. I think the thing about Pokemon Go, at least for me, is a lot of the stuff felt really pointless.
Yeah.
But there's always some little benefit in this in this game. Like,
even you have thanking somebody for a good match. You
can use that to get something, and then that
shop can be used for hourglasses. Like the ecosystem. Is
everything
really
supports
connected.
the other shit, and you never feel like the battling in Pokemon Go just felt like an annoying chore.
Right.
That you just I'd rather just like roll a die once and be like, did you get the gym or not?
Yeah.
But here it's like you're given this cut down version of the card game.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I need this card because I need another copy of it because whatever. And you get another copy of it and boom, your deck is immediately, you feel the benefits of it instantly because your decks are only 20 cards.
Exactly.
So you usually get your cards very quickly.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you can see like, oh shit, maybe I have too many of this and not enough of that or this and that. Like,
I want to say something else about the 20 card deck in a second.
Yeah.
And the battle mechanics. But first, just going back real quick to the whole economy of it and like the different collectible things and the currencies.
Yeah.
I'm still like reeling from the fact that they didn't fuck this up in a way that feels shitty and
like exploitative.
The UI isn't like a normal mobile game UI where you have like a million
fucking currencies and shit and like things just blast like notifications that you need to fucking address.
Unite, the other one that I play is the worst offender at these things.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
the game I like, and the game is also like reasonably free to play. You can get enough licenses.
You can play enough.
You can get the licenses for free with coins and all that shit. But everything about the game feels predatory.
Feels like they're
intentionally predatory.
Yeah.
Outrageously expensive for some of the skins. Gotcha loot boxes. Fucking all sorts of really bad horse shit slime. All over it. It makes me real sad because I think the base game is actually really
fun. Yeah. Good. I mean, even that's like a cut down MOBA.
Yeah.
So cut down, shortened games, things like that.
That's good. That's what I like. So in my old age with limited time.
Yeah, your time.
Knowing exactly how much something's going to take is very valuable.
Right. I think that's just to go slightly off topic. I think that's part of why I realize I really like Vampire Survivors because I'm pretty sure I know
it's going to be 30 minutes.
I know it's going to be like because I just used the hurry mode. It's going to be 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, this session's going to be 15 minutes. Great. Fantastic. And I know, I'm probably going to unlock something. So it's going to be fruit. Yeah.
Matches are 15 minutes on the dot every time.
Yeah.
There's the 2 minutes to get in and pick your character. There's the 2 minutes on the backside. And then there's a 10
and then
minute
the game
match.
is 10 minutes.
It's exactly 15 minutes every time I play.
Like that's the most, you can very easily just be in like these games have like timers and shit on them.
Right.
You just say, hey, I'll be ready for whatever it is in this much time. Okay, perfect.
Let me come back.
Can I show you something crazy though?
Do it.
Shmup Creator is $70. What the fuck? Why?
Why do you know about that game?
Because I wish listed a shooting game builder.
Oh, okay.
Because like I feel like I could have a lot of fun with that, but I'm waiting for reasonable prices on them. But $70? Fuck you. Fucking
somebody
ridiculous.
That doesn't know their audience.
Huh?
Somebody that doesn't know their audience.
I mean, like when I can just use Blender for free, fuck you.
Yeah. But going to the gameplay of Pokemon Go Pocket.
Yeah.
TCG Pocket.
Not Pokemon Go Pocket.
Not Pokemon Go Pocket. TCG Pocket. I've never really liked most collectible card games for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
One, the 60 card decks instantly I glaze my fucking eyes over. I don't know what cards are in it. As soon as I make the deck, even if I'm following a net deck and I memorize everything, I'm just like, I have no idea what's coming. I'm just reacting like a primal animal to like
you just like there's no plan,
there's no forethought. With a 20 card deck, I can very easily learn all the cards in my deck and think through what's
going to happen. Yeah, exactly.
Of me pulling something.
Yeah,
like I actually feel like I'm implementing the strategy.
Right.
And I'm actually like I feel like there's opportunities for me to mentally outplay somebody else that might have a very similar deck.
Yeah.
And that's very satisfying for me to be able to have that. Again, as somebody that doesn't want to like fucking goon out and learn every single card and all of
where
the
every
decks
card, what the probabilities are once you put it all together.
60 card deck, like that shit's not for me.
And the thing
Magic, not for me. Hearthstone, not for me. Regular Pokemon, not for me.
See, regular Pokemon, it has because all these games have something like that, but you have to have a kind of currency to use the moves that your Pokemon can do.
Yeah.
In Pokemon's case, it's the energy. And the game handles the energy. Lands, stuff like that. Pokemon the card game Pocket handles the energy by just letting you get one every turn.
Right.
And when you know you're going to have one every turn, you can very, very easily especially if your deck is only one color, you can just be like, oh well,
I know exactly.
I just need to do these things. Yeah, I need to do these things, and if everything goes, if nothing outside of outliers like something crazy happening and my Pokemon being switched out or some shit.
And that's obviously part of why they were able to make it a 20 card deck.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
That's not most, but that's
a lot of the cards,
10, 15 of the cards.
Yeah, like removing the energy aspect from the game.
I guess
means that you don't have to have anywhere near that. And though the Pokemon that but thinking of like meta shit, like the Pokemon that generate energy, like the fucking Gardevoir situation is. That's the Misty situation is not quite as fucked, but it's really fucked.
There's
up.
a downside to what they've implemented.
Yeah.
Like for the sake of streamlining and making certain things easier, like energy and taking that out of your hands, there's inherently going to be like costs incurred on the other side. And that means that certain builds are going to be fucked up. Certain elements of the game that were a non-issue before, like going first versus second, become much more important.
Like going second is like usually superior.
Yeah, it depends on the deck, but a lot of the decks benefit from being able to draw
energy
and use
on your turn,
on their first turn.
Yeah,
whereas the other person fucking can't.
Yeah, all they can do is set up, and oftentimes
maybe use a support card or
in my
item card.
Like when I use the Machamp deck. Even if I have like Machoke and Machamp in my fucking hand, I can't even get myself to.
Right.
I can't do anything because my whole thing is just get to Machamp.
Right.
I can't do anything if I go first. I need something.
Yeah.
So
that's it's an interesting angle that I'm sure they realized in playtesting.
Yeah,
they're just like, this is probably worth the trade off because I think it's working. I genuinely think the game is just way more accessible.
Yeah,
it's have way more appeal to more people, which is gonna get more people to want to buy cards and packs and like make their unique fucking get the full arts for their special deck that they really like.
And I think more people are going to participate in the battles because of it. Yeah, I think you're going to have less people that are resistant to it, especially because I have a beginner tier too.
Right.
Like you don't have to be so scared to invest time into playing the game, like playing the game.
It's way less
because it's not
learning curve is minuscule.
Yeah, it's right. Like your strategies are pretty much one note.
Yeah.
And if you're going to lose, you know it pretty much immediately.
And the other thing I like about the strategies being very one note is that you really can take your like favorite Pokemon and build your deck around
something with it. Yeah.
Because a lot of the meta decks only have like 4 to 6 Pokemon anyway.
Exactly. So
it's like you don't need all these alternative options. It's like, oh well, in a 60 card deck, maybe it's gonna be in the last 10 cards.
I need coverage for when I don't get this, but then
you don't fucking need that anymore because you're always given a hand with a basic Pokemon.
You're always getting at least a basic Pokemon, and if your whole purpose is to evolve shit, like you usually are getting at least the basic Pokemon you need.
Yeah.
To start that with.
So it's much more feasible for like a normie.
Me too.
Build
like
a deck and engage in all the parts of the game.
Right. Like and I think they're getting very close to tricking me into actually trying wanting to play the game proper.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know how many opportunities I'd have to actually do that, and I don't know if I want to spend the money on like the starter decks and stuff like buying boosters is fun.
That's where I think
for real, but I
think live is still around.
Yeah, live is still around. Like
live is nice because you can experience that with just themed decks. With just the decks they give you. Because again, like when you start the game, you do some of the NPC missions, the computer missions. They give you a ton of theme decks.
Oh, okay.
So they just give you a box of 60 cards, pre-designed, auto-built. And it's like, you can go play games with this now. And there's actually, from what I remember, there were modes, theme deck only modes.
Okay.
Only playing against other
so you don't have to worry about someone using some crazy fucked up meta.
Like fucking Night March was the one that Alex always used.
Okay.
Where you, like, Pokemon, the actual card game, was so fucked up, way more fucked up than Pocket. Because you would basically win or lose on the first turn.
Right, yeah.
Straight up, if you got your hand that you need, then you can now do an infinite combo and win. Like, that's how the Pokemon
that's how the game works. Yeah. And I think they're even in TCG Pocket, I do think there probably needs to be a little bit more protection for players that don't have
I think
certain
the recommendation, or I guess it's sort of like a fan built scene of the whole non-EX.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool and fun, even if it's just started as an event, just to kind of see how people like it.
See how people like engage with the game.
Trickles through a little bit.
And I think like having kind of a fucked up situation with the power of certain cards is fine for now,
right?
Mainly because like we don't know how it's going to work out when the next expansion comes out.
We don't know if it's going to like replace.
Is that stuff going to get replaced, or is it going to like actually give you an opportunity to use some of the quote unquote lesser cards,
right?
To I don't even know what word I want to use, but like I liked the first
like lower pick rate.
Yeah, I liked the first like the very early days of the game when I was using Kingler.
Yeah.
To just crush people because I could get 2 hits out of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I kicked fucking Kingler and Sea King was like, damn, this is working for some reason.
That's like sort of like the downside of having a streamlined micro version of the game is they also have to streamline the release dates between expansions. Like
right.
I don't know, like, is this a real card expansion?
No, it's not. Genetic Apex is unique to this, and I like.
Okay, well that's good then.
Because this has versions of old cards that
I was going to say some of these are from the original.
Yeah. It has that art, but they're different.
Okay,
like the cards themselves are because the rules have to be adapted to work in this particular situation.
But the art is from
the art is old, yeah.
So yeah, they need to basically put in the work even faster, which maybe it won't be so hard because there's no supply chain to worry about.
Right. There's it's literally just you make all of them and then your still like, your shit just ticks up a bit.
Like the gameplay design, they still have to like balance. Like there's balancing that needs.
Yeah,
to
they have to
be hard.
And I think they have enough experience having done balancing with the real card game.
It's been around long enough at this point.
I think, but I do think their intent is for it to. Like the intent a lot of the times is for the stuff to balance itself out with the rate that you get the cards at.
Yeah.
And that's when the situation where maybe paying for the shit might create a situation where there are people that can kind of overwhelm those that don't pay anything for it, which would be the goal, honestly, because a lot of times those games are designed for money. Well, in like the real trading card game is designed for you to pay money for random selection to get the stuff you need to be competitive if that's how you're trying to play.
Yeah.
Like being competitive is expensive, especially even if you buy singles and shit. So
yeah, so they'll have to start churning them out. I mean, their plan is to release something, I want to say January.
Yeah, I didn't read.
I think January is the next expansion. So that's just a 2-month like window.
That's a 2-month push, which
is really reasonable.
Yeah, but it's enough. It's enough.
Feels like the right time. It feels like it's starting to get stale a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah,
like you can just drop in whatever the next one is.
What's also interesting is like they had the event to go with sort of the battling meta where it's like, oh, if you beat 45 people, you get the emblem.
You get the emblem for doing so.
I think they said there's going to be like a mini expansion, which maybe means that the next one's going to be additive. Yeah. And the one after that might be like start new. Maybe that's how they'll do it. They'll do 2 halves of a set, so to speak. Right. And then move on to the next one.
I wonder if it's gonna work the way the card game. Like I know the card game, it's like the last 2 years of expansions are playable.
Oh, okay.
So I think in this particular case, you'll still be able to use Genetic Apex and use the next one, which is why stuff in Genetic Apex that's fucked up might not be fucked up when the next pack, because the next expansion might have literal counters for that kind of shit.
I'm also wondering if and when they're going to introduce some of the other mechanics that they've had.
Yeah.
Like they have EX now, which has kind of been around for a while.
EX is not like new.
It's pretty old.
Yeah. Like I have cards that have, like I have an EX Mewtwo physical card.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It looks different from this
one? It looks different from this one. It's different from this one, but it's like conceptually the same shit. Yeah.
They've got things like G-Max, V-Max, tag team cards, like they got some crazy shit.
I mean, they have Scarlet Violet shit right now with the cards that exist at the moment.
Yeah.
So, and then like, I do wonder if is there going to be a situation where the cards that I'm using now are going to be worthless in this game? Like just worthless worthless playability wise, but they don't have to be because they could edit the cards. They're not real. I don't think they're going to, but they could because they're not real.
They could.
You know?
They could sort of like do a reprint.
Yeah.
And like edit the cards. It's like bring it back for another expansion, like, maybe 10, 20 of the cards.
Yeah, but it's got some rebalancing.
It's gonna rebalance, and the ones that you have before get updated.
Get that update. Yeah. They get like maybe more or less hit points and more or less damage.
It's an interesting thing. I think that would almost be like quote immersion breaking
Yeah,
to some
but
degree, because like it does feel like a card game right now.
yeah, it does. It
Just
does.
enhanced with some of the things like the immersive full arts
Mhm.
and the way that some of the stuff gets collected.
Yeah.
Automated for you.
I mean, they
But,
even make you rip open the pack, even though that really doesn't
Exactly.
mean anything. But
yeah, I think they're definitely trying to foster that sense of like, I guess, realism.
yeah, that authenticity
Right.
kind of feeling, and I do think they don't have to necessarily be beholden to that 100%. Mainly because it's clear that this is meant to be different
Right.
from that.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
that's
meant to
true.
replace
Mhm.
that experience for you. It's meant to be. It's not even meant to augment it. Because if it were, then I think it would have some kind of integration. It's just
Yeah.
like, this is a thing if you don't want to spend the money on these and deal with the bullshit that comes with the physical trading
Right.
card game. Like, this is a small truncated version that can be fixed if there's stuff that needs to be fixed. You don't need to pay
Yeah.
for more cards to fix the cards you already have, kind of thing.
And I am curious if they will do more modes. We mentioned
Yeah.
no EX mode, but like again, as more expansions come out, like maybe they'll do kind of like the Magic situation where you
Mhm.
have Legacy and you've
Yeah.
got Standard, which is sort of rolling through months. You've got whatever the latest is.
Yeah.
Well, there's also Sealed. Like
Yeah,
Sealed would
that's
be-
what I was gonna
would be
say.
kinda cool.
That would be cool in this context, especially because they could just be like, you don't get to keep the cards. You just
Yeah,
play with
exactly.
them.
Yeah.
It's,
and you get the satisfaction of like opening them. You can
You
rip
get-
them open before you build your deck.
yeah, and on top of that, you get the opportunity to see what's available.
Yeah.
You get the opportunity to be like, I want this
See how
card
certain
rules.
things
I
play.
want
Yeah.
this card.
Like it almost
So now I'm
forces you to engage with the lesser used cards.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to roll for, I'm going to draw for these cards
Yeah,
that I
Sealed
got
would
to
be
use
tight.
during one of the sealed situations.
And then going back to what's in live, like themed also makes sense because
Yeah.
like there's actually the feeling of like unlocking the themed deck. Right.
Right.
You get the themed deck list,
Yeah, and you get the
and then it gives
you get the
deck.
pieces of it, and then you get it as a rental,
Yeah.
and then you eventually get all the cards for it, and they just let
Exactly.
you keep it.
There's a feeling of satisfaction with that progression.
Yeah.
That would be cool to tie that into a
Right.
dedicated mode. It's like you have to pick from this list.
Mhm. And you feel like, and the deck's kind of made for you. So if you're not very into figuring out how to build a deck, even these smaller decks, you still have something you can play with.
Yeah. I do think it would be in their best interest to keep, the standard battling they have now and then
Mhm.
add one bonus mode for like, as in like an rolling event.
Like a
situation.
seasonal kind of.
Yeah.
With seasonal, it could be
Yeah,
like
for
bi-weekly
this
or something.
month, It's
Yeah.
going to be, sealed. Next month's going to be themed. So on
Yeah.
and so forth.
I think like of all fucking games, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate has that kind of thing with the tournament mode,
Right.
where there's the tournaments. Every couple of days, it's 1v1s, and then the next couple of days they're free for alls, and then they have this little special bonus ones like only characters who are heroes or
Right.
characters that wear glasses or characters that piss themselves in bed or some shit. And it's like, well, whatever. It's cool that it's here. Not
Nessa
anyone's going to be playing this.
Ganondorf,
Ness, Luke, yeah, Ganondorf, Pikachu.
Lieutenant Surge,
Lieutenant Surge is not a Smash Brothers character.
but he does piss himself.
He probably does. All right. That's a weird fucking thing to say. But look, the juggalos and juggalettes are among us right now, and they are running around with their hatchets out, waiting to change the world. I don't know why I said that.
What the fuck?
I don't know why I said that. I was trying to find what I was going to say, and then I ended up going all the way into that. You don't have to cut this if you don't want to, Pedro. I mean, I know you won't. You never
We're
cut
talking
shit
about
like this.
juggalos and
No. That's not important. That's not important. It was, but yeah, fucking Card Game Pocket is fun. I'm playing it more than I ever expected to.
Right.
I'm into it. I'm glad people are playing it. I'm glad everybody is kind of getting into it around us. We'll see how long that lasts for me.
Yeah, I'm curious to follow the train.
Yeah, I want to
for
see
now.
like when that next expansion comes out. Will it be tight,
Yeah.
or will it be will
It's
it start to
gonna be-
will it start to creep?
It's
You know what I
gonna
mean?
be pivotal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pivotal moment for sure. They're
And-
out the gate real strong. Again, with how reasonable the economy is
Yeah.
of like the card acquisition
Yep.
rates and the booster pack opening rates, they've cranked through cash.
Yeah.
They've gotten a shit ton of cash, probably way more than they even thought.
Way
they
more
would.
than they were than they thought they would. Like, it very much feels like a demo period
a
for the
little
game.
bit, yeah.
Like it's not The game obviously isn't early access or anything, but it does certainly feel that way, especially because there's stuff like trading isn't implemented and things like that. There's still some coming soon features. I am curious
to see what happens when they implement trading because they're like only some cards.
Right.
Does that mean like not full arts?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to give people my Mewtwo and the animated full art. You know what I mean? But like maybe the fucking I don't know.
It is a key part of it though. It's like the trading card game.
Yeah, exactly. The word trading is in it, and I think maybe they'll create a situation where you can't just kind of one for one trade a card because that would fuck the economy up, like what happened with Diablo 3 with the real money with the
auction house.
With the auction house. Not necessarily real money. But that's
probably why it's not implemented at launch, is they need to see how it trickles out.
Exactly. Because like that shit, I bring it up all the time, but that fucking auction house for Diablo 3 is where I got all of my armor in.
Yeah, because need to play the game.
People would put armor, like good armor, for really one
cheap,
coin, 1 gold. And I was like, well, why the fuck would I fucking play the game to find this shit when I can just, like, legitimate or not, I don't give a fuck. It's still usable. Bad, so yeah, it fucked the game up really bad. I don't think Diablo 4 even has an
auction house.
Has anything like that in it. Yeah. But I haven't played DABAP 4 either. So yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, it's good shit.
See what happens. Do you have a higher fans?
Do I have a higher fans? The artwork that you were using.
No.
Let's see.
That's not even a gamer. I mean, it probably is. But what about the person that created Yoshi's
I was gonna say that shit.
How much did you watch of that?
I watched plenty of it. It was
so break it down. ROM hack of Mario 64 called Yoshi's Island 64.
Yeah, it's not done yet.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like
that was like a demo.
0.6 or whatever.
Yeah. It's made by a very reputable Kaze.
Yeah. He makes like all the.
They make all those fucking
remakes of Mario Odyssey and all that shit.
And I think that's cool, but I think they're a technician. They're an engineer. I don't think they're a game designer.
That's probably true. They do things because they can.
They do things because it necessarily be a fun thing. Not to say that what they make isn't fun, because when you're using Mario 64 as a base, I mean, it's kind of just gonna be good enough anyway. I think what situation came up yesterday during the playthrough that we were watching. We're not going to name where the playthrough came from. I watched one segment that was underwater. I was like, this looks fucking terrible, and the music was like, you know how when like people that don't really know anything about music try to like make music and it sounds like creepy. Or like off, and like, kind of like it feels uncanny almost, and it like takes me. It takes you out of yeah. It's a lot
really didn't like it.
A lot of what happens with these fucking ROM hacks is they just take music from other games too. Yeah, and I'm like, I think some of the underwater music was from Dragon Quest. It had
me out badly.
It was like it doesn't sound right because it's not They don't have
the horror, like, you know how people make the indie N64 style horror games?
It felt like that.
It reminded me of that. I was like, this is not what I like.
And like, there's an audience of people that like that stuff for sure, but like, my time is limited. I don't really have time to play like not the real thing.
Yeah.
I don't want this fucking weird ass fan made shit that's like, okay. That sounds really, I'm being fucking mean about it. Let me back up. Like, just make something original, man. You don't need to do it with Mario 64. Just make something new. Because if you spend all this time reverse engineering Mario 64 and be like, oh, it runs it and I got it to run at 60 FPS on an instant. It's just like, yeah.
I do think in spirit of benefit of the doubt, I do think it's just continuously more like I'm doing something to see if I can and learn how to do it.
Yeah. If
I don't think it's ever really intended to be like, oh,
this is it,
masterpiece. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, we've seen people that exist like that,
and there's still an element of that because he's like well known.
Yeah,
he's probably like, you know, making a decent amount of money or living. Potentially,
maybe from like donations doing this,
views on YouTube and like how many people have downloaded and all that shit. So it might be something that started off as like a, let me learn how to do this, and it turned into like
I have to do
enough,
this.
Yeah, enough that he's living on it.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And he's just like, how did I get here?
Yeah, I think using that to learn is great, is a great idea. I think it's using that as a base to figure this and that out. But once you get to the point where you're kind of pigeonholing to people that you essentially are selling this shit, selling quote unquote, to people who are just downloading the game illegally anyway. Like, I can't use my Mario 64 cartridge to play this. I can use a in like EverDrive or whatever to put in my 64 with an SD card with the ROM and the mod and everything on it. But like the appeal is pretty narrow.
Yeah.
And are all those hoops to jump through to try it worth it?
Right.
And to me, the answer is not really.
Right.
So I don't know. I wouldn't hire them.
Yeah.
I need to see them make something original, because everything that I've made, as far as I can tell, is just mashing shit that exists together. And I need something
almost reminds
ground
me
up.
Of like Gen AI.
He's not. It's not. Yeah, not to say that they're doing like no work and just use it. That's not what we mean. But just kind of the way it functions.
Yeah.
Like, it's just taking shit that exists and smashing it together. And sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Like, sometimes it's obvious like how the stuff goes together, sometimes it isn't. So yeah.
All right. No higher.
No, yeah. Cut that one.
Come back next year.
Come back when you've made something original.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you like this shit, give us a like, a comment, subscribe. Send us an email at memoryleakpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Spotify,
Facebook.
iHeartRadio, Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Did I say iHeartRadio?
I think you did, but if you didn't, you can say it again.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube?
You.
All right.
All right, till next time.
Till next fucking time.